Hey everyone, thought I'd talk today about how you can make cool graphics to put on your web page. Sometimes you see that really cool text on a page and it looks really designer styled and very cool, but most people can't use graphics programs and it's difficult to learn Photoshop or Illustrator and all those programs. But look, is there a way we can get around this? So if you look at this page, you'll see that it's got the usual text, so same page we've been working on, and now I've got this cold and smooth and tasty Brad's Brewing. Okay, so this looks really cool. This sort of layout, it looks really good, and when you put it on a page it really stands out. But how do we do this when we have no graphic skills? Well, I'll show you how to do it, and it's pretty straightforward. So here it is on the page, by the way. You'll see there it's actually a graphic, and it has a clear background so that the color behind it would shine through, so the letters would stand out on their own. So how do we do it? Okay, I use canva.com. Now, most people know Canva, and I talk about Canva all the time, but they know Canva for the templates. But see, it has so much more than what's there. So we want to make a graphic, we want to do a heading. So for example, let's have a look at this one. I'll show you an example of one that's just done. There we go. Okay, so this one here, what you know is worth millions. You'll notice that the letters line up with the edge. Now, to try and do this on a web page is actually really difficult because HTML doesn't allow you to do that. You can get this sort of thing, but see, it's not quite the same. You've got one edge the same, but the other edge not. So this one is what I'm going to show you how to do. So let's have a look. First thing is, these are all my designs, all stuff I've been working on. There's that one you just saw. Let's go to Create a Design and go Custom Dimensions. Now, a good place to start that's not too big for the web is about 800 by 800. So that's the size of a good size square. It's the sort of thing that'll look really nice in social media if you were doing a social media post. But in this case, we're thinking a little wider. So let's make it 1000 by 500. Okay. So Canva loads up a canvas for us to draw on. Now it's white, and we can change the color of the background if we want to, but I don't want to because I want this to be clear. Remember, I want it to sit on any color page so that it shows through. If I put color in behind it and I decide to use it over the top of something like this where I've put it over the top of the picture, you'll have a block of color behind it, and you really don't want that. So let's have a look at how we can do it. Okay, so we've got all these designs here, but that's not what we want to do. So if you come down here to text, you'll recognize this one straight away. Okay, anyone recognize that one? Yes, of course you do. So all I did was drag it across. Of course, I did nothing fancy. So I'm going to hit delete because I don't want that one. Now in Canva, there's lots and lots of different ones already laid out for you. So if you want to grab something that looks really cool, you can just grab this one and click in here. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a graphic to go on our page, and I can move that around, doesn't really matter. So the next step is to export this. So I want to do two graphics. So I'm actually going to go, if you look down the bottom here, it says add new page. I'm just going to add a new page because I want to do one that's kind of square, and I want to do one that's wide. So let's have a look at this. Now we can use these ones, or we can just do our own. Now what do we have here? What you know is worth. So caps lock on, what you know is worth. And so there's my width like that. Grab another one. Okay, now I can drag that out, and you'll notice the little dotted lines come up. See, little pink lines appear. And then I can come up here and I can choose a bold text, something that really stands out. What have we got? That one. There we go. Now if I just move my mouse up over the edge, I can pick that up and move it. So let's line it up there. Now you'll notice when I drag this one out, it doesn't make it any bigger. I've got to actually grab the corner, and I can actually bring it right up like that. Now one of the problems we've got here is you'll notice that this is not a straight edge, so might find a better font than that. Helvetica, there we go. Let's bring that back like that, adjust it over a bit, stretch it out, and there we go. Okay, so what you've got is worth millions. So that's how I made that there. I use different fonts, of course. I've used a much fatter font there, but that's how you do it. So I'm going to get rid of that because I want something that's square, and I'm going to grab, what have we got here? Show me a good one, come on. No, I'll go back to that first one. Okay, so this one's nice and square. And I'll make my adjustments. There you go, nice and simple. Now if I want to change the color of that, I'm going to make that red, make joy into a gold, and make love into a purple. There we go. So now I have a graphic. Now you'll notice these are kind of two sections. If you want to change that, notice it says ungroup there. Then you can grab this one and pull it up a bit higher if you want to. Okay, so there's lots of things you can do. You'll notice there's a lot of space between these lines. If I come up here to spacing, I can you know, pull that in a bit and drag it down. So look, endless things we can do. Let's face facts. Okay, so how do I get my two graphics? Because they're on 2 pages, 2 graphics. I go to publish and I go download, and I need to choose PNG. Now there's lots of different choices in here now. You've got videos and all sorts of things, but PNG allows you to have a transparent background, and you do that by clicking this little box here. Now if you choose compressed file, which gives you a lower quality PNG, that's fine. What you do want is you want quite a compressed file, but we'll just export now. So we're going to export all 2 pages because there is 2 graphics. Go download. Just going to put that on my desktop. And so that comes down just as a zip, and I'm going to unzip that. That'll make a folder, and in this folder is my 2 graphics. Now there's a couple of things I can do. I'm on a Mac, so it does allow me to do a few little tricks that other computers can't, but there's certainly, if you're using the Paint program or something like that on Windows, you can edit up these images. So when I look at this, this is got a lot of spare area around there. So if I was to put this on my page, I'd have all this spare sitting there blocking my text, which would be a pain. So if I just do this and select around there like that, and then go Control K, what I've done now is got rid of all that space. So you can't see it, but it's all gone. Okay, see it's gone? Okay, so that's tidied up the graphic a bit. You don't want all that spare space, and it is in here, it's actually a lot harder to crop. Okay, so I do it afterwards. Now, here's our square one. We've got all this spare space over here. So if I just hold my shift key down, drag out a box, and then I'm just going to move that up and oops, grab that handle, bring it down. Don't want too much space left around it, okay? That's the key thing. You want to get rid of that extra space because that stops the flow of your text. Crop and save. Okay. Now, you'll notice it's named them 1 and 2. So if I just rename that to number 1, and I rename this one to Love, Joy, Peace, when I see them listed, I'll be able to know what they are. Okay, so I'm just going to move that out of the road for a minute. So how do we put them on our page? How do we get them to sit nice? Okay, so First things first, if we just want to put a video in here, sorry, a picture in here, what we can do is just go plus image, upload. Here's my little folder containing my 2 pictures. I'm going to take number 1 because I want to put the wide graphic in first. There's my wide graphic now. You can see it's the full width of the page. Go update. If I come back here and go refresh, you'll see here's my graphic now. Okay, so let's put our second one in down here somewhere. Now this one is to the right, so we're going to make this one sit over this side. Okay, so I'm going to come down and I'm going to go plus image, upload, Lovejoy piece. Now, a couple of things I can do. See this little symbol here, it says change alignment. If I click on that and go align left, okay, so if I just have it the way it is when it first goes in, the text will run top and bottom of it. If I choose align left or align right, the text will move to the side, just like when you use text wrap in Microsoft Word. Now, I don't want this graphic to be so bad. I want the text to look kind of cool around it. So if I do that, I've now got a nice column of text. So all I've done is grab this little handle here, this little one. I can grab either one, doesn't make any difference. Just clicked and dragged it up. So let's go update. Switch back here. And hey presto, there's Lovejoy and Peace, or Love, Peace and Joy, whatever, from the house. So our text is running around that. Now look, you can see the text is going to come a lot further than what I pictured it had here, because the way the thing's laid out. So if I grab this and bring it out a bit more, go update, refresh, hey presto, that's a little bit better, isn't it? Okay. Now, one of the things you may have noticed is because of the way the text is not as wide now, this looks like a huge block, which makes it hard to read. So if I do put an enter there and go update, now that looks a little bit better. I probably could put another one in there. So again, on the web, actually, one of the rules is no more than 6 lines of text before you put a break in, okay, because it's too hard to read. So that's how we use Canva to create some nice, cool looking graphics. So you can get these sorts of effects where you can have a picture behind, and then you can put the new picture you've created over the top, rather than relying on having text as a HTML component. Doing it as a graphic, you can get some really nice styles. And because Canva has all these pre-designed ones that you can literally drag off, you can get some really nice looking things going. So hope this helps. I'll catch you in the next video.